Can you feel that rumble creeping through Detroit streets, shaking the very bones of Ford Field? Have you caught the electric buzz sparking in the silence of this off-season, like a quiet storm about to explode into chaos? Could this be the moment that shatters the fragile hope we've clung to? The moment the Lions' quarterback landscape fractures in a way no one dared to imagine? Mash that like button and drop your belief in the comments if you're ready for the Lions to flip the script, because what I'm about to spill might hit harder than a Matthew Stafford deep bomb in the fourth quarter. Whispers started swirling in the darkest corners of the Lions front office, murmurs that have quickly grown into a frenzy of shockwaves reverberating across Detroit and beyond. Insiders are talking about a seismic shift that could shake this team's very foundation. Behind closed doors, voices are hushed but urgent, secrets traded in shadows, and if these rumors hold true, the very soul of the NFC North could be altered forever. The narrative that once felt so steady, so predictable, it's suddenly on the verge of collapse, ready to rewrite what we thought we knew about loyalty, potential, and the very future of the Lions quarterback room. At the center of this maelstrom, none other than Hendon Hooker, the young gun who entered the league with eyes full of promise and a cannon for an arm. The player Detroit pinned hopes on after months of watching his collegiate highlights and dreaming of a new dawn. And now, with July bearing down like a storm cloud ready to burst, those whispers have turned into glaring headlines. Hooker's days in Honolulu Blue are numbered, and the Lions may be pulling the plug on his backing behind Jared Goff. Why? It's more than just stats or a few rough preseason reps. It cuts deeper into strategy and the raw emotions fueling this fan base. Hendon Hooker was supposed to be the heir to the throne, a beacon of hope after an injury-blackened start and a rookie-year redshirt season. But he hasn't risen fast enough. The front office haunted by the fear that he's not the reliable second option Goff requires. The arrival of veteran talents like Kyle Allen and Teddy Bridgewater in recent seasons signaled a shift in mindset that Detroit might need to scrap the developmental dream and demand instant backup readiness. Hooker at 27, battling not just physical scars but with precious time slipping through his fingers, finds himself in an unthinkable position of uncertainty. To Lions fans, it's a gut punch. The trust invested in his accuracy and grit suddenly in jeopardy. The promise of a new quarterback chapter clouded by growing doubts. This situation hooks into the very essence of what it means to be a Lions fan, to have your hopes lifted and dashed repeatedly, to dance in the bittersweet light of playoff nearness, only to be cast back down by cruel twists of fate. Remember the tear-streaked faces of 2016's playoff heartbreak? The miraculous but ultimately floundering Matthew Stafford years where glory almost touched us. The bruising rebuilds after decades of underachievement? That bitter cocktail of shattered dreams and stubborn hope flows through every Detroit heartbeat. Hooker's uncertain fate is more than just a roster move. It's a reflection of the Lions' eternal hunger to rewrite history, to finally break free from a cycle of disappointment and emerge into a decade defined by championship aspirations instead of shattered ones. This is about identity, a city's pride on the line, a legacy craving redemption, and a fan base ready to storm the gates of mediocrity. Detroit doesn't do quiet. It roars, it rages, it never gives up. And now, as whispers turn to roars, every fan feels the weight of what's coming, the potential undone, the hope reborn or shattered in the blink of a moment. But what if this is the kindling for Detroit's wildest resurgence since Calvin Johnson's prime? What if cutting ties with Hooker is the brutal, necessary move that unlocks a fierce new energy in that locker room? Could it be the spark that ignites a playoff run so relentless it makes the NFC North tremble? Or what if it tears the fragile chemistry apart, fracturing a young core just beginning to gel? What if the gamble backfires, setting Detroit on another spiral of instability? We're staring into an abyss of possibilities, each one louder than the last, each one swelling with fevered anticipation and dread. The Lions stand at a crossroads, and the quarterback quandary is the heartbeat of this raging storm. Every pass, every snap in training camp could tilt the balance from hope to heartbreak, and no one knows what the fallout will be for city and team alike. And if this domino falls, if the Lions decide to cut ties with Hendon Hooker, it might just unleash the wildest Lions offseason in history. Rumors are already swirling about trades, fresh faces, and potential shocks that would send ripple effects far beyond the Motor City. Suddenly, every fan, every analyst, every insider is holding their breath, waiting for the next move that could either catapult the Lions into contention or deepen the wounds that have ached for decades. Could this be the turning point where Detroit finally flips the narrative, or the moment the Lions begin yet another painful chapter of what could have been? The clock is ticking. The stakes have never been higher. And Detroit waits with bated breath, ready to roar or to cry out once more. Because that's what it means to be a Lions fan in the face of the impossible. Raise your helmets. Lions faithful. Because the storm beyond the gridiron is just as savage as the one waiting to break on game day. And those whispers about Hendon Hooker are just the first flicker of an inferno that could engulf Ford Field and redefine the NFC North forever. Rumors have surged beyond the quarterback's room, echoing through the locker room hallways where tension is mounting like a pressure cooker about to blow. The veterans question the direction. The rookies watch and wait, and the coaching staff is caught between loyalty and ruthless pragmatism, weighing whether to double down on experience or gamble on untamed potential, all while the division's rivals sharpen their claws, eager to pounce on any sign of weakness. Green Bay watches, the ghost of dynasty years past casting long shadows, with Rodgers' exit leaving the door ajar for Detroit to seize the throne if they dare to follow through on drastic moves, while Minnesota and Chicago smell blood and opportunity to reclaim. Lost pride in a division that's been a battleground, dictated not merely by wins and losses, but by legacy and redemption. This isn't just another off-season shuffle, it's a seismic realignment where coaching gambits could either unleash an offensive renaissance or spiral into chaos, where Matt Patricia's reign still haunts the dreams of fans craving a resurgence, and Dan Campbell's fiery leadership faces its ultimate test. This fracture in the quarterback room revives echoes of the darkest nights that made us resilient. The horror of the 0-16 season that shattered the city's spirit but forged an unbreakable bond between fans and fight. The awe-inspiring but ultimately bittersweet Calvin Johnson era when dreams brushed the NFL crown only to slip tantalizingly beyond grasp. The gut-wrenching wild card collapses that have left Thanksgiving table conversations heavy with both hope and heartbreak. And the haunting memory of Barry Sanders, the showman who dazzled with brilliance, but left us yearning for that elusive team greatness that never arrived. These memories are woven into Detroit's very soul, exploding like emotional landmines at every mention of potential change, every whispered trade rumor, fueling a fan base both battle-hardened and desperately hungry for vindication, refusing to settle for mediocrity once more. Now, with this volatile concoction of hope and fear boiling over, the question rips through rookies' nervous eyes and veterans' steely gazes alike. Will the Lions break their chains of history's cruel déjà vu or stumble yet again into the abyss? The night grows darker over Motor City, the crossroads sharper and more dangerous as the front office's next move be it a bold trade, an unexpected cut, or a shocking draft day gamble looms like a heavyweight title fight where Detroit's future hangs on the finest of margins. Can the Lions snatch victory from the jaws of uncertainty, rekindle the fires of a once proud franchise, and rise to reign over a division ripe for the taking? Or will the shadows of yesterday snuff out yet another hope, leaving the faithful to wonder what might have been? The clock ticks mercilessly toward training camp, and all Detroit can do is brace for impact, clutching tightly to the roar in their chests as the question burns hotter than the summer sun. Are we witnessing the birth of a new Lions dynasty, or the last desperate gasp before the kingdom falls? Detroit, are you ready to roar louder than ever or risk falling silent once again?